Hey, y'all, welcome to What's Happening with Carolina Chuck. It's a podcast I started when I lived in northern New York for 3 years, basically discovering the North Country through the eyes of a Southerner. Now that I'm back home, I'm very excited to highlight all the cool stuff about the place I'm from and its unique people, and cool things such as York County's very first tattoo shop. Today, we're going to talk to the owner of the local tattoo shop with a great name, The Local Tattoo Studio, Mr. Devon Aguila.
Hold on to your butt.
You know what you need is some of that hysterical respect. Know what I mean?
We ain't one at a time in here. We're mass communicating.
Oh, yeah. That's a powerful new force.
Take a leg, Junior.
Yeah, it's impressive. Yeah, I don't hadn't made much off of it, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I got a passion for it. It's pretty fun.
You love what you love.
Yeah. So, what's up?
What's going on?
We're recording.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. So, where are you from originally?
Oh, God. Unfortunately, I'm from California.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't like to claim that, but I haven't lived there in a very long time. We moved from Arizona, actually. I went up and down the whole West Coast, decided not the coast for me.
Really?
Yeah.
My mom was born in Oregon. My grandfather was in the Navy, but they're all from like Gaffney or something. But
I know. Wait, why do I know Gaffney?
yeah, Gaffney's where the big peach is.
Yeah.
Going down 85.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Going towards. Actually, just went to Atlanta for they call it the Chevrolet experience. Dude, got to drive a freaking E-Ray, which is a Corvette. It's an electric Corvette.
Oh.
The thing goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. You're good. It's got a gimbal on it.
Okay.
It was pretty crazy, dude. So I got to rip down to Atlanta this Monday and Tuesday. We came back. It was pretty cool,
I mean, the EVs are quick.
dude. And then we jumped in it was called a Blazer SS.
Okay.
So it's an electric Blazer SS, and dude, this got a launch mode in it. They put us in there with a pro drive. I got to drive it,
Yeah.
but I'm like doing this little course one time. And I'm like, I've never done it, so I don't know where the turns are. So
Right.
I'm like, I'm not trying to wreck this thing, you know.
Right.
But the pro driver, he puts it in this launch mode, dude. It was pretty cool. It was
G-forces for sure.
because we were at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We also got to ride in the Z06 Corvette too, and dude, he put me on the track. I'm riding with a pro driver, and I was like, I'm gonna die right now. Like, we were going so fast, and like the walls were coming. I'll show you a video in a little while, but
I'd be happy to see that.
yeah, it was pretty intense. It was kind of embarrassing watch because he's got a phone that's set up as filming that way and me, and I'm just sitting there going,
Trying to see your reaction.
yeah, I'm chewing this gum, right? So the guys getting out of the car ahead of me were like totally like, oh, I'm dizzy, you know. I'm like, what the hell's gonna happen? You know what I mean? I don't know what's about to happen. So we hop in there, and it was pretty awesome. Anyways, so let's dive into this. So you left California, went to Arizona, and how'd you end up coming this way?
So my wife has family out here, and like we would travel, like to the Keys or something like that, and our layover would be in Charlotte.
Yeah.
And her cousin was living in Rock Hill at the time, and like we decided to miss our flight home, go say hi, see the family, whatever. At the time, we were looking for a home to buy in Arizona, but after COVID, California moved over there, and I've been trying to stay away from that place as much as possible. So we ended up. She suggested, she's like, "What do you think about the Carolinas?" And I was like, "Man, let's look."
Yeah.
And I was like, I have no problems making a move, so we ended up coming out here is the best thing we ever did.
And you were already doing tattoos?
Yeah.
So how long you been doing tattoos?
15 years,
Wow.
I think.
How'd you get into it?
So I was a carpenter prior to being a tattooer. It was something that I always had an interest in, but I don't think I had like the self-confidence after high school to like go for it right then. So I was a carpenter for about 10 years and then was on a roof one day and was just like, man, is this it? Is this what I'm doing? And then I made it like a decision right there and then that I was like, well, I'm getting a little older. If I try to do it now and fail, that's going to be okay with me because I have carpentry to fall back on. But I went for it and I went full bore, and I went through a bankruptcy and everything, lost everything to do it, but I knew that it was going to come back to me at some point because I was going to put the hard work in.
So how did you get into tattooing? I mean, like, what made you think that, like, yeah, I'm gonna do that, I can do this?
So I've always been like, growing up, I always like sketched stuff like that, and obviously like little kid drawings,
Right,
not
right,
great or whatever. But also I went to one of those schools that also taught you like music, drama, dance, art, all that stuff. So I've always kind of been around it, but I just didn't apply myself too hard, at a young age. But after,
I know.
yeah. But like I've always had an interest in tattoos.
Yeah.
And I always knew that I was going to have a bunch of them. And then I was like, well, it'd be really cool to be a tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Not really knowing what that entails, but I thought it would be a cool way of living, perhaps,
Yeah.
And at 28, I said, you know what? I'm gonna try.
Wow.
And here I am now.
So I was thinking about. I mean, I'm not an artist at all. I would be the worst tattoo guy. But I was thinking, I was like, there's a lot of responsibility. It's probably I would think one of the most stressful, but then in the end satisfying jobs there is.
Absolutely. I would say that a lot of kids think it's a cool idea. Like I thought it was a cool idea.
Right.
It is a cool idea. But I don't think people really realize what this job entails. And it's a lot of hours of overthinking, like you take it home with you, even though you try not to.
I mean, it's permanent, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a stressful situation every single day. So like, I don't know, look at people with mental health issues. Like, like literally I'm putting myself through it, every single day.
I think with being a carpenter though, like I did some trim carpentry and like, basic framing and stuff because I was building and installing. When I careered in stairs, I started as a laborer and then I worked my way back up through the whole thing. Like I was a laborer. I learned to cut the parts, build, install. Then I quit and went and hung the handrail and all that. Then I came back into management and then sales.
But it's good to know that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, it made it easy when I was selling because I knew it from top to bottom.
Yeah.
But like there's that whole, measure twice, cut once, so I think maybe you bring some of that to the tattoo.
Yeah.
The tattoo field. I don't know what you're measuring, but
I mean, it's all measurements actually.
Really?
There's a mathematical equation to what visually looks good. Not saying that I know that, but there's definitely a mathematical equation to that. And like, you do that line just a little curved this way, it may change the whole look of the whole thing.
So where did you get your first tattoo gig at?
So it was in Sacramento, California, at a place called Capital Inc. on, I think it's First Street down in Old Sacramento. I was mentored by a guy named Oak. Well, his real name's not Oak Morgan, but that's what he goes by.
That's cool.
Super good guy. He tried to teach me everything that he absolutely could. And he was a fantastic mentor. I'm still friends with him today, which is actually not normal for most tattooers.
Yeah.
But I love that guy. He's amazing.
So how does a tattoo mentor, like, how does that work? I mean,
so basically,
man, I just met your apprentice just a minute ago.
Yeah. So my apprentice had done it the right way. Without knowing actually, he started getting tattooed at our shop in Arizona that we had. And he was just hanging around all the time, just enjoyed hanging out in the shop. And he would bring us clients. And then one day I was just like, man, you're here all the time. Start answering the phone, start sweeping, help us close up, whatever, and then one day I had a conversation with my buddy and I was like, should we apprentice this kid?
Yeah.
And I was like, he's doing all the things that like I would ask of somebody. And he never asked for an apprenticeship. And that's like an old traditional thing. It's like you never ask for one. And he never did, you know? And so I was just like, screw it, I'm gonna throw it at him, see what he does. Well, he quit college and he's still here with us.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow. That's incredible.
pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of him though. He's a good kid.
So so there's, you said there's tradition in tattoos. Like what other traditions are there?
I mean, there's tradition in how you tattoo, the color pigments you use, etiquette, there's guidelines, there's all kinds of stuff.
Really?
A lot of it, a lot of it has been lost as like tattooing has progressed into being an actual business.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the old school guys, it's like everything's done on a handshake, you know,
Yeah.
some old school, you know, stuff. If you want an apprenticeship, you show up in person, you show them your portfolio, you know, you introduce yourself, you shake hands, you know, like, and it's just like small things like that, you know. And there's definitely things that you don't do, which is like us being, you know, a startup here in South Carolina. We're not trying to get other artists from other shops because that's poaching. You know?
Right,
And so
right.
like that's a big thing with traditional, you know, like etiquette, you know, you don't do that, and which we haven't done that. You know, like
Yeah.
we've just been kind of waiting for people to find us.
Yeah. Dude, so how did this place come about? All right, so I wasn't familiar with any tattoo places around here other than Gastonia.
So from what and my dates might be wrong, but Brandon Guffey had changed the law about, I want to say 4 years ago, and I could be wrong on the timeline.
Yeah, it is.
But he changed the law in York County. It was illegal like 4 to 5 years ago to tattoo in this county. He changed that. When he changed that, though, the parameters and zoning and all that stuff was so intense that it was really hard to open a shop. When we moved here, I was like, it'd be super cool if we end up becoming the first tattoo shop in York County. Then we got into it, you know, and you know there was a lot of hurdles and things that like we had to, you know, get through. The zoning was a big issue. There's a lot of zoning. I think they've changed it since we've opened. I think the other tattoo shop that opened second, Sink or Swim, they had the same parameters that we had, and then I think they've changed them since. So it was pretty difficult.
So was it the zoning that had you like that's how you pick Clover?
I mean, we live here.
Oh, you live in Clover.
Yeah, we live in Clover. So like actually finding a spot here was just kind of like the icing on the cupcake, you know?
Yeah.
So we were looking for a year to trying to find a location. And we were up in North Carolina, South Carolina, everywhere. And it was either the zoning wasn't right or the people that owned the property just didn't want a tattoo shop, which I get it. You know, the stigma is real, and I understand that, you know. So
Yeah.
it was a struggle, but like finally after a year, we found this spot in our town, and it just lined up. I call it the unicorn.
Wow. And what a perfect name for the local tattoo studio. That's awesome. Was that your idea?
Actually, it was.
Nice.
And
Let's go.
You know, and I just kind of felt like, you know, something relatable, you know, like something not like over the top, just relatable. You
Yeah,
know?
that's I want to say close to perfect. I mean, from what I like, the thing about Clover is it's a growing community, and then there's people that want to kind of like guard it, and when you use the word local like that, and it being the first thing that's here, the first tattoo shop, I mean, that's people are gonna protect you. You know what I mean? About those certain people, you know.
And I would say that definitely like the response that we've had to the folks in Clover has been positive. You know,
Yeah.
like I don't think I've had any negativity like actually come to me.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be those people out there, and that's totally okay.
I mean, I've been following you guys, and you do a good job with your social media and everything. And
That'd be that young lady over there.
that's who I was talking to. I was like,
Yeah.
who the heck is responding to me? Because like I just know a couple people up there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
She handles all the stuff that I can't because I'm just not techie.
Yeah.
I draw on people.
Yeah. I draw on people. That's gonna be clipped out in Opus later. So when you came to Rock Hill, you ended up. How did like starting the business part of it? Like how where were you at in life at that point?
I mean, honestly, we had the shop in Arizona still. So over that year that we were
so you already
searching,
had it, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so the year that we were searching for a location here, I was flying every 2 weeks back to Arizona, and I would work for 2 weeks as hard as I could to make the money, and then I'd come back here for 2 weeks, and then me and her would, pound it out, try to figure out how to make this all work.
That's a romantic story. That's awesome.
It was a rough year.
Yeah. Yeah. But so how many artists do you have here?
Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then my apprentice. He's not tattooing people yet, so.
All right. So all this artwork in your portfolio, is that stuff that guys and gals are drawing themselves? Is that how that works, or is it stuff that they?
The stuff on the walls is definitely like from those artists, and everything in here is actually from people that I've met over the years. This is my collection from me traveling, doing conventions, doing guest spots, and just making friends with tattooers over the years. I think there's only 2 pieces of artwork in here where I actually don't know the people.
Yeah.
And it's just because I was like, well, I dig that. It's cool.
I'm gonna tell you, you got some really cool stuff going on. And I got off work a little bit early so I could change clothes, and at least 4 people was like, "Hey, find out if I can get hooked up." I'm like, "What?" Okay. So you don't do piercings here?
We don't. Not now.
Is that something you're thinking about?
I mean, there's definitely some future planning. We haven't quite hashed any of that out yet or figured out how we're going to do it. But possibly in the future, there might be a little bit of expansion.
Nice. I mean, I'm not looking to get any holes in me anymore. I had this little thing done back in the day, and my ears. I think that's it. One time I about went and got a serious piercing when I was, sauced up, and then I got there, and it was a guy I want to say I never picked on anybody, but I screwed with him a little bit. We were not like close friends, but we were kind of bickered back and forth in school. Then I get there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not letting that guy touch me. I sobered up pretty quick. Got rid of that idea.
Yeah.
But dude, this is freaking awesome. This is clean as heck. This used to be like a fireworks stand or something.
Yeah, Pops.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think before we had it, it was Clover Market on Main. Yeah, and I think they did like smoothies and had produce or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, Chris Ferguson actually did a lot of the work inside of here. So when we came in, he kind of set some good bones for us.
Nice.
So it made it a lot easier. So thanks, Chris Ferguson.
Thanks, Chris. So what are some of the other challenges you faced when you were getting the business set up in York County? Like you kind of skimmed through it, like you were all the zoning and stuff. So when he changed that law, you were like, South Carolina is the way to go?
I mean,
or did it just happen?
It didn't quite happen that way. It was more like we wanted to move here, and then like we ended up just buying a house, and then we're like, oh God, what are we going to do now? So we had to like pretty much like pivot right there, and we were like, oh, there's no tattoo shop, so like, yeah, awesome, like we'll just do that. It'll be easy. Not easy, but easy. I mean, I think the hardest part was talking to the state, and it's like such a new thing that like not a lot of people were knowledgeable to like give us like straight answers on like what we needed to do, because we wanted to do everything the right way,
Right.
just so like, you know, we're not getting our hands slapped for any reason.
Yeah.
But like we were just trying to figure out the right way to do everything, and it was a little difficult in that aspect. But like I think as of recent, they have a whole nother branch for this now, so it's probably tightened up quite a bit, which is good, you know. And I do believe that we do need to be regulated. Otherwise, you end up with shops that are not so clean.
Right, right. So you had it was so to get a tattoo license, is that what you have to get? And that was the process to get the license in York County.
Yeah, so there was like certain things that they wanted, like these little pony walls. They wanted a distinction from each station. I mean, the rest of the stuff was pretty standard, but like I definitely like asked some questions on the pony walls because I didn't want to like make a bunch of cubicles in here because it's a small space to begin with.
Right.
And I like the open plan, you know. And so something that I like, it dawned on me one day. I was like, it says they have to be 4 feet tall. I was like, it didn't say how long they had to be. And I was like, hey, or well, actually, my wife Heather called and was like, hey, is it okay if we do them like 4x2? And they were like, it doesn't say anything that you can't. And I was like, that's what we're doing then.
Nice.
You know? And so like it's fine having the partitions. I don't think they're necessary, but I mean it's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
anything to just get it rolling.
So who was the first person you hired here?
Well, so
How did that work out? You had
so my apprentice, Gavin, that you met earlier, he had come with us from Arizona. And then my prior apprentice, Cade, had come with us as well because he just wanted to stick with us. He stuck around for about the first year. And then he like wanted to move home because he had some family stuff that he needed to go home to. So it was just me and Cade actually when we started out, you know, just kind of roughing it. And I mean, it was a rough first year. A lot of tattooing, trying to get to everyone and try to make everyone happy, you know.
Yeah.
And then slowly, as time has gone by, we hired Daniel, which is a phenomenal realism artist, super good guy. Then Tyler came on, and he's a super good guy, and he's pretty well-rounded in tattooing in general. We just picked up Alex. Alex is very well-rounded as well. Everyone's 10 years plus here, besides my apprentice. So it's, you know.
Tyler looks super familiar to me. Where is
He's
he
TikTok famous.
Oh, I've seen him on there, but I feel like I've known him for a long time or something. Where's he from?
He's from this area. I think he grew up in Mint Hill and Matthews or something like that. And then he's just kind of moved around the area a little bit, you know. But I think he lives out in Rock Hill now.
Dude, it looks so familiar to me. I don't know. I mean, I've
He's
been following him.
He's all over social media.
Oh yeah, he's crushing that. I hopped on his TikTok the other day. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
holy crap.
yeah. People follow him. He's TikTok famous for sure.
He does a good job.
Yeah. And like recently, he decided to start doing like a tattoo page, and like it's gotten out of hand. You know, I'm just
incredible.
I'm like, man, why didn't you do this a year ago? You know, it's so cool.
Yeah. He does good work.
I mean, honestly, he convinced us that like we need to start a TikTok. Like I said, I'm not very like into social media, but like we're starting to do it now because I'm like, man, the response that he had, dude, we had phone calls like just nonstop like the day after, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I was like, what did you do?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I made a video, and I was like, let me see.
Yeah, and that's how I sell cars too. Like, I have a unique situation where a lot of the guys that I work with aren't from Clover. You know, there's from Charlotte and Shelby. So I already had the experience with doing the stuff up north. Like the videos I was doing up there were, I mean, people watched them, but I didn't really know anybody like that. So now I post cars and make little videos. People are driving by the dealership like, hey, they're messaging me and I'm trying to set it up where I'm just strictly selling online and don't have to do the old cold calling. You know what I mean? That's a pain.
Yeah. I would hate to do that.
It's not really that bad. I mean, once you start rolling with it, it's just like, hey, it's like the whole sell me this pen thing. Like, if you're not in the market for a pen, you're not gonna buy a pen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So once you figure that out, you just like, oh, okay, move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, the tattoos on your head right here. Tell me about that. That's like full commitment. That's full sin.
So how do I explain this? So
Let me break it down like this. I'm gonna give you an example from on my side of things. I don't know when you got them, but when I got it, I told you I did stairs, and the guy that was teaching me stairs said, when you get into stairs, you got to become a stair man. He said the guy that taught me had a license plate that said stair man. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. I picked up on that. I was like, I don't want to do stairs forever. So when I moved to New York, when I became the Carolina Chuck guy, I said, you know what? I'm getting Car Chuck on my license plate.
there you go.
And I fully committed. But, I mean, obviously it wasn't permanent. So I'm assuming it had something to do with like, all right, I'm fully committing to this.
Well, I
Or you had
have
it
a separate story for that, but
Well,
the ones on my face is not actually. It was just I wanted to get my face tattooed, but I didn't want to tattoo my face, so I
Yeah.
went with the sideburns.
Yeah.
Literally, it's like I'm one of those types of people. It's like if you say you're about it, then be about it.
Yeah.
It says prove it. You won't.
That's what it says?
It says prove it.
Wow.
You won't. So it's just funny, you know. But actually, when I started my apprenticeship, let's see, a couple months in, I was like, you know what, and being a carpenter back then, this is like in 2008, 2009 to 10 or whatever. It was still not okay to have your hands and neck tattooed and stuff like that. So in my apprenticeship, I got my hands tattooed. I got my whole head tattooed. And it was a way of telling myself, like, you aren't going to give up on this. You're going to fight this to the end. And it was just kind of a way to motivate myself. It was just like, dude, you can't go back, which nowadays it's different. But like, I was just kind of like, no, you're doing this and you're not getting out of it, and awesome. So it was just kind of a motivation thing for me. I don't know if that would work for everyone else, but I knew what worked for me,
Yeah. So what was your first tattoo?
I had drawn a tattoo, and it was a sun.
Really?
And I did it with like hot rod flames.
That's my first.
Very similar. Yeah, very similar.
And then that's the guy that I was telling you about.
Yeah. And I had some friends in high school. They were like, hey, I know this guy, Okay. We all got this story of getting a house tattoo. So I bring him
this one off the Hennessy bottle.
Yeah.
That's the Hennessy label right there. I was in like some Mexican biker gang house with some random guy from Atlanta in Charlotte. Like I don't know. So he's like, what do you want? I said, just put this on me.
He's like, I'm done.
Yeah, done. Yeah, it was. Anyways, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, so I give him the design. He puts the stencil of what I drew on me, and I'm like, cool. He's gonna do it like exactly how I drew it out for him.
Yeah.
When he's done, nope, that's not what I got. What I got was a straight jailhouse looking like tattoo, and I was like, and there's a skull in there that I didn't ask for, but I was just like, it's a good tattoo. It's whatever, like didn't really love it, but I was like, all right, whatever. What am I going to tell this guy? He just got out of prison. It's like, and he looked pretty crazy. So I was like,
thank you.
I was like, thanks, dude. You're awesome.
Hold the tip.
Yeah. And then, later on in life, actually, when I got my apprenticeship, my mentor, I was like, hey, do you want to cover this? And it was pretty light anyway, so he covered it up for me. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that was the first one.
And you was hooked ever since?
I mean, I feel like I was hooked from way before. Yeah, I think my grandpa, he was in the Navy, And he had a Popeye on his arm, and he'd always like kind of make him wiggle a little bit.
Yeah.
And I always just thought it was cool as hell. And then like my dad told me, like, you know, around 7 or 8, he's like, if you ever get a tattoo, I'm gonna cut it out of you with a knife. So my rebellious just stature, I was just like, I'm gonna be covered. You just watch, you know. And I was always infatuated with them. And like back in the 80s, you know, you watched all these like Rambo movies and whatever, and all these badasses had tattoos, and I'm just like, yeah, they're badass.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like, I'm gonna be like that. Maybe not so badass, but I'll look like it.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I went, dude. I told you I did a little boxing and everything, and I was not intimidating looking. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I gotta get some tattoos or something.
I wouldn't want to get hit by you.
Yeah, well, I haven't always been this big.
Okay.
I was like, I got hurt. I broke a bone off of my shoulder and just went to crap after that. But yeah, dude. So I started getting tattoos, try to look like badass, like the guys from the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, dude, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There's a lot of steroids involved, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got in a fight with a guy one time. He's like, I'm not fighting no steroid freak. I was like, man, it's all protein, bro. Like,
It's all whey.
yeah, it's all whey. I was like, come on. No, I was, you know, I got into working out and everything because I was competing a little bit. Then I got hurt, and I was back in 2011, and then just recently, 2 years ago, I boxed a Canadian, beat him, and then I moved back down here, and I was like, man, I'm gonna do it again, you know. And I signed up for a fight. Daggum fought a 22-year-old who'd been boxing for 8 years straight, and dude, we're fighting super heavyweight, and you got to imagine a 22-year-old that's 245 pounds is not a big old fat guy. You know what I mean? He's about 2 feet taller than me and just beat me to death. But it was cool. Whatever.
He probably had a little more gas in the tank.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was scared. I shot in on him and just tried to just do him, man. And then I was like, this is not the game plan. Backed up, and he just beat me to death.
Oh, man.
But I do it for the rush. You know, it's not, I mean, I'm not going to try to get paid doing this. I just like getting out there and compete. There's nothing like it. You know?
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. So what are some of what are you getting back from the community around here? Because there's a lot of people, and I don't know, how do you say it? They're not, I wouldn't say like key influential people that are like, hey, you got to go talk to the tattoo shop.
I mean, I would say
there's like a loyalty that the people you want loyal to you, where it's like, hey.
I would say that like most of the locals, you know, like once they get tattooed here, if they had a good experience, they're going to bring their whole families.
Yeah.
And that's like from the beginning, someone was the guinea pig because they're just like, who are these people? Right.
Yeah.
You know, and like once we like tattooed those guinea pigs, then next thing you know, they're bringing their friends, they're bringing their family. And honestly, word of mouth around here is like wildfire. Mm-hmm. And like all the people here that have been tattooed, or even some of the people that haven't been tattooed here, they talk positively about us, and it goes a long way. So I would say that they give us a lot of support. Like I wouldn't know much further than that, you know?
Yeah. I've you know, that led me here was the word of mouth. A lot of people, I mean, I wanted to talk to you guys, but probably, I don't know, but a lot of people that I'm close with were like, yeah, that's the people up there.
Yeah.
And they're the right people. And like, you've tattooed a couple of the right people, you know?
Yeah. I mean, we're happy to do it, you know, like we're not, you know, we're here to try to make people happy, try to like give them the tattoos that they want, you know, like just try to make people happy and like make a friend out of it, you know, like we're the local, we're here, we're in your backyard. Like, we're friendly. We want to hang out with you, too. You know?
Dude, that sounds just like me making a video at work. I'm like, we're talking about buying local. And I did, like, a little pan around. I was like, heck, I'm right here, you know?
Yeah.
I got everything.
Yeah.
And I got this whole mostly blank arm over here.
You do something about that.
I got my little Gonzo tattoo. You ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
Yes.
the Hunter S. Thompson thing. So when I first started fighting, they started calling me Chuck Gonzo because I was like into crazy stuff. But so that's where that came from. I keep forgetting about that tattoo, by the way. But yeah, I've got my. Matter of fact, the same guy that did this also did my chest. I don't know. I really don't remember this one, but I did get it. My daughter's initials, and then I got one of my daughters. I got her little baby handprint over here, and then I've had 2 more kids and have not got tattooed in a very, very long time.
We could change that.
I know. That's kind of
work right there.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. That's kind of what I'm hinting at. My wife was like, "Yeah, you need some more tattoos."
We got you.
I'm gonna come. I stopped in here one time because I was trying to get a cover up. Now, I wore socks and Crocs because that's how cool I am. I got this. Me and my wife went. And she bullied me, and we're gonna get matching tattoos. And it's a puzzle piece, and her piece fits into mine, and I'm like, man. And look, I don't want to sound crazy, but as people assume that I know somebody with autism, and
that's what I was gonna say,
and I do, but that was not what that was about. Then I felt like kind of weird after that, and not that I don't want to support that or whatever, but I don't want to false represent that either.
Right.
So
I would say 99% of the time, if I do a puzzle piece, it's usually because someone has a child that has autism or something like that.
And I was not aware of this when we did this whole thing, and so it's kind of an awkward thing sometimes.
It doesn't have to be.
All right. Oh, it's not like awkward, but anyway, it is kind of, especially when I break into a conversation with this guy, just goes in and tells me about all this stuff. And I'm like, man, that sucks. I mean, I know some people like that, but anyways, I got to get that fixed. And then she does too.
Okay.
So we're going to come in here and try to get that straightened out.
We could do that.
Yeah. We're going to do it. Sold. Let's do it.
I got you.
I'm going to bring her in. We're going to do it right now. No, I'm kidding. Nah, but dude, I appreciate you doing this with me. This is awesome. Like, it really fits into what I was telling you I wanted to do with my show, is highlight really cool things that's going on in the community. Clover is a old kind of thing, but it's like growing because Charlotte's coming this way, and we're trying to, all the young people have came up and they realize this, and they're trying to keep the community feeling like they want that. Yeah, they keep the small town, but also kind of grow and be cool at the same time. And this is like one of the ideal things that could have happened for sure.
I couldn't agree with you more. Like we've only been here for about 3 years, or a little over 3 years. And in the short time that we've been here, Clover has changed a lot. Like when we first moved here, I was like, oh yeah, it's a super small town. I love it. It's super quiet. It's not so quiet anymore, and it's getting busier, it wasn't really our plan that it was going to grow so much, but honestly, it's not going to hurt our business by it growing,
Right.
And like, all the good work that they're doing downtown.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see where it's going. Hopefully everyone could be a little happy.
I did a podcast with Justin McFalls, the guy that owns that stuff down there.
Yeah.
He was not the first one I did when I get back, but when I really like invested into doing the whole thing again. He sat down. He's taught. I mean, he's a cool guy.
Yeah,
I got some really good stuff. He didn't even graduate high school. He's doing really
he's killing it.
Yeah, well, that was a super inspiring story that I got out of that. But, dude, so what is the biggest thing that you think, like coming from California to here? What is well, I guess Arizona. What is the biggest difference, like, far as people goes? Because I just ran into somebody from California on Monday. She came in for the Chevrolet thing, and she was really California. It kind of blew us away with some of the things she was saying. But I mean,
I would say that, like,
what makes you kind of want to separate yourself from that? You know what I mean?
From California?
Yeah.
I mean, to me, California sucks. And that's just my opinion. Everyone doesn't have to have that opinion, but
Right.
I grew up there and I just never really liked it, never felt at home. Moving here, I believe we're in Food Line just here in Clover, and we were in line and just some guy just started talking to me,
Yeah.
And at first I was like, man, this guy's gonna ask me for money or something, and that's normal
Yeah.
being from the West Coast. And then he was like, all right, man, you have a good day. Nice meeting you, and I was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute. This is how it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, I love it here. Because I just realized, I was like, oh, people are just going to talk to you because they're just friendly. That's the biggest difference that I would say, like the South to the West Coast. Like everyone is super friendly here. Anyone's ready to spark a conversation. You could just tap someone on the shoulder and just say something to them and they're just going to start talking to you. And I think that's really cool. I think that's awesome.
That was that's how I actually did well when I went to New York. People were like, "You are the nicest person I've ever met," and I'm like, "I don't think that's correct."
Because they don't talk to each other.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm like, we use manners and stuff, but yeah, it was. It kind of makes you feel weird. You're like, I don't know, I'm super nice, like
You're like, am I being a weirdo?
Yeah, am I being weird? Like.
No, but I would say definitely like region to region, there are differences, and like luckily, we live here and everyone's friendly and like I couldn't be happier about it.
Well, I mean, you fit in well,
I try.
Y'all got kids or anything?
Not at the moment, no.
Yeah, I got a pile of them.
Yeah.
I got a pile of them. I'll share whatever. I got all age groups. I've got a 20-year-old, 16, 13, and an 8.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Got a wide range of them.
Yeah. I got all different levels, dude. When I come home, it's like grown stuff, growing stuff, and then girl stuff. And then my son's my dude. I've got 3 girls and then a boy. But like my son's got me back into like wrestling and stuff like that. I haven't watched wrestling since I was a kid,
Yeah.
And he's talking about Rey Mysterio and all this stuff.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's an old name,
dude. Yeah, for real. And when it came out on Netflix, we started watching it, and it became a thing. We got hooked together. I was like,
that's cool.
Awesome. But yeah, so dude, we're freaking zooming through this thing. We're already at like 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. That's pretty good. So, anything in the future you got coming? Any plans?
I mean, there's some things in the works. Like obviously, like me and my wife have to sit down and do the logistics on things and figure it out. I don't think anything too big too soon. As of right now, we're only we're almost 2 years, so it's like kind of want to hit that 5-year mark before we start making some major changes. If we do that, we have a solid crew here, so it's like, as of right now, it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. So, I mean, I don't want to like get into numbers or anything, but business is good. Like,
fantastic.
It's really good.
Yeah. It's, like, honestly, like opening up here, obviously being the Bible Belt and stuff like that, being from the West Coast, I had my ideas of how it might go. And I was completely wrong, like we've had older folks in here and like everyone, like I said, everyone's so friendly. Everyone's kind of welcomed us, which I was kind of surprised at, but I was just like, okay, cool. Like maybe we got a good business plan. Like, I don't know.
Well, there was, I assume, where the Gastonia tattoo shops, like that was a big thing when I was a teenager. I'm 39. I don't really know how old you are, but when you become 18 or heck, when you're a teenager, you cruise down.
I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, you hit the tattoo shops and stuff. So I think it was. I can't speak for all ages, but for my age group, it was super cool to see something like this right here. So
I mean, talking to a lot of my clients, I would say that they're equally as excited. A lot of people are like, also, this is dangerous.
Yeah.
Like I live 5 minutes down the road, and
Yes.
I'm like, but we're here for it. you
Right,
know?
right. No, it's really cool because tattooing means, I mean, to me, it's more than, it's just like a rite of passage kind of thing. Like it's an important thing to, some people do it for fun, but some people do it for like extremely important reasons.
I mean, yeah, expression. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of memorial stuff, or just people just want to let their freak flag fly, you know.
Yeah,
And it's
right.
like, hey, there's like we're here for it, you know. Like, what do you guys want to do?
Yeah. That's awesome. What is one of your favorite tattoos that you've done?
That's so difficult. It's so hard. I don't know.
What's your most memorable one? One of your, not your most. What is one you remember?
I mean, as of right now, like, you know, currently I'm working on like a neo-traditional sleeve on Will Stout. He's the one that had the skate shop here in town for a
Oh,
while. He's a local boy. But like he's just getting cool, chunky, traditional stuff in black and gray. And when we're done, it's gonna look amazing. You know, like I'm pretty stoked on it. And like he's just like, I got this whole arm.
yeah.
And he's like, he started getting tattooed August 4th. And he's planning on being done at the end of this month. And like we're pretty close already. So like we just have like some smaller pieces to throw in there, and then he's probably done with that sleeve.
Is he gonna let you post some pictures?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet. I can't wait to see
I'm
that.
pretty sure we've already posted some pictures of like progress and just like this piece, whatever. But like when it's all completely done, we'll probably do a whole video on it and stuff. And be like
This
August
like
to
yeah.
October, whenever
Oh,
he
that'd be
finishes,
cool.
and just be like, boom.
Yeah. My wife got a tattoo of like when her dad passed away of he had a body shop. She just got a little car and it just says
Nice.
dad under, and I'm like, wow, that's incredible.
See, and that's what I love. Like if you're gonna do a memorial piece, you know, like I think like some kind of imagery is a little bit better than like throwing some like exact dates on yourself. You know, like and I get that like some people just want that, but like I feel like, you know, just not everyone needs to know, like, but you know.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's like kind of cooler.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's an ex-girlfriend's name. Yeah.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's awesome. But yeah, dude, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. Anything else you wanted to go over?
I mean, maybe we could touch on this law.
Touch on the law.
Yeah, so there's a law in South Carolina where you cannot tattoo above the neckline.
Huh?
Yeah. And it's the only stipulation that they have, you know,
The
other
neckline
than
is here or down here?
down here. And really, it's like I would like people to hear about this because, like, you know, we turn down a lot of business because of it. And being so close to the border, you know, we send people up to North Carolina. That's revenue that we're losing for our state.
Right.
And like, whatever the reason why the law was made, I don't really care. Like, that's fine that you had a
How long has that law been? I mean, is it come
couldn't
after the?
I really don't know.
But you know what I'm saying? Like after they legalized it, tattoos. Period. That they just like, all right, well, you can't get neck tattoos.
I think maybe
Is that how that went?
I think maybe it was a stipulation that they put in there at that time. I'm really not sure on that part.
Yeah.
But either way, South Carolina's losing money on that. You know, I know our shop alone probably turns like 2 to 3 a week away. And typically you could charge more being on the neck or on the head because, you know, it's on your neck and head.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I know everyone in the shop that works here would like to change that. We've talked to a few people about it. I know it's on the table
Because they're not stopping these people from, or in their mind, they're not, you know what I mean? Like they want to stop it.
If they want to get their face tattooed,
they're going
to go to another state
down
and they're
there.
going to get it. Or, oh, I'm in Tennessee hanging out, you know, like I'm just going to go get my face tattooed here since they can't do it there. But that's just all revenue that we're losing.
It seems like that's kind of aggravating.
And I just kind of feel like it's a freedom of expression, you know?
Yeah.
You know, it's just
I mean,
like,
they look cool. You know? I mean, like, I don't know if I would do it. I don't really have, you know, because
and it's not for everyone.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. But if I wanted to, I would want to be able to come right here.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like, if someone wants it that bad, they're gonna get it regardless of what your law is. You know, like if they get it out of a house, or if they go to another state, or if they go over here or whatever, like they're gonna get it no matter what. So you might as well make money as the state.
Yeah, I mean, it just get your freaking nose out of it. You know what I mean? Like that's just aggravating.
It's money.
Yeah, it's not even just money. It's just like being controlling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I don't really know like why it was made, and like I'm sure whoever pushed that had their reasons, and that's totally fine.
Yeah,
but you know, I think that it should be changed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think that's just some old crap there. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh,
I'm sure it was an older person.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like I said, I get it, man. Like I totally understand.
You got to respect the law, like you know, like you do, and until it changes. But yeah, well, that's something that they should definitely take a modern look at for sure.
So. Yeah.
All right, brother. Well, that's enough right there. Then appreciate you.
Thanks, man. You made that really easy.
Let's go. Hey,
no, you really did. Like
late night on a vacay, it's beat, so I'm headed to the room. A Nelly playing in the background, now the boys to give it till 2. We picked a spot with the crowd, we grab a few drinks and we hit the floor. A shorty popped up, grabbed me by the shirt and said, "If she wants some more," and I said, and this she is swinging my hands, singing and dancing, saying you the man. And this she was, now